So greetings from old Montreal. Got here last night after being redirected because of a storm via Boston from Chicago. And on that flight I chatted to what I thought was a really nice guy. Wondered what he did. He worked for the CN Railway up in Canada, but he's based down in Chicago. And conversation came around to what I did for a living with a couple of other people whilst we were sort of delayed in Boston. I explained I was a futurist and what I did. I talked about climate crisis, etc. And he said that he didn't believe that. He didn't believe that the climate change and the problems that we're facing today were human-made. And it shocked me because he seemed like a really smart guy, clearly an executive. But we got into it, and it's clear that he'd been sort of brainwashed and fed a repeated amount of hysteria versus what scientists were saying, and also lots of fake information, time covers that were saying the coming of the second ice age, which was a complete fabrication and a hack of that cover. And I checked that all out, and I just couldn't understand why he was thinking like this. So in the course of about half an hour, and very sort of impassioned sort of pleas for him to pay attention to science, and that what he was listening to was a lobbyist narrative paid for by the fossil fuel companies that was strictly not true, he sort of changed his state from a climate denier to a climate skeptic. Well, I don't know if that's a win. I hope that he goes away and reads a couple of the reports, like the IPCC's report from this year, talking about what happens with a 1.5 degree Celsius rise in temperature by the end of this year, or a 2 degree rise in temperature. Unfortunately, it could be even worse than that. We're going to be in a bad state. These skeptics or these deniers are holding us back. They're the ones that are not going to be here when the shit goes down. So I'm not going to be here when the shit goes down, but I want the legacy that comes after me, and that's people like you and your children and my children as well, to actually have a world where they can breathe the air and they can survive without having to fight for resources and without having to worry about factor 200 sunscreen.